I died screaming, electricity burning through me. Yet instead of darkness, I saw the world unraveling, cities crumbling, children disappearing, and a man who could save it all. My name is Arman Davari, and 3 months ago, I should have been dead. 17 years old, wandering home after school in Tehran, caught in the chaos of protests. I never imagined my life would end on an ordinary street corner. I wasn't religious. I despised mosque visits, scoffed at my parents' prayers 5 times a day, and thought God had abandoned us long ago. All I had was anger. Anger at injustice. Anger at the government. Anger at the world itself. That afternoon, the air was thick with shouting and the clatter of boots on asphalt. I spotted a girl from my school being shoved by riot police. Without thinking, I grabbed a metal pole to help her. The next instant, electricity ripped through my chest like an explosion. Pain, shock, and then nothing. But it wasn't darkness. It was more real than reality itself. I found myself standing in what looked like my grandmother's house, the one that had collapsed during the earthquake years ago. Sunlight filtered through broken windows, brighter than memory, warmer than any home I had known. Sitting at her old kitchen table was a man I had never met, yet somehow recognized immediately. He was ordinary, maybe 30, Middle Eastern, dressed simply, but his eyes held every sorrow and every love in the universe. I couldn't stop my tears. "Sit, Arman," he said in perfect Farsi. I knew, somehow, that this was Jesus. Not the glowing figure from stories, not the miracle-working images I had seen online. Just a man with eyes that understood every dark, bitter thought I had ever held. "You're mad at me," he said, without accusation. "Yes," I admitted, the words escaping before I could stop them. "Where were you when my friend was shot? When my father lost his job for speaking the truth? When the earthquake took my grandmother?" His gaze softened, but didn't flinch. "I was there," he said quietly. "In the pain, the loss, the anger. I was there." "It's not an answer," I whispered, voice breaking. He said, and for the first time he looked stern, not at me, at what I was about to see. The world shifted around us. My grandmother's house dissolved. We hovered above the earth, not like superheroes, but like seeing the world through God's eyes. "I want to show you something," he said, his voice gentle yet edged with sorrow. What came next seared itself into my mind. I watched world leaders making decisions in sterile rooms, while shadowy, grotesque beings whispered in their ears, feeding pride, revenge, lust for power. "These are demons," he said simply, "and they are excellent at their work." I watched a man in a suit nod, sign a paper, and suddenly the air was heavy with dread. "What did he do?" I asked. "He authorized the first strike, nuclear," Jesus replied. I watched missiles soar, not like a film, but real, bone-chillingly real. Cities I recognized, Tehran, Tel Aviv, somewhere that resembled New York, exploded in blinding fire. Children, mothers, entire families vanished in an instant. My stomach turned. I vomited, floating helplessly in the void. "Make it stop," I begged. "He can't," he said, his voice hard for the first time. "This is free will. People choose fear over love. I can stop it, but I won't, unless they ask me." The weight of what he said crushed me. God wasn't a dictator forcing obedience. He was a parent, watching his children make catastrophic mistakes, waiting for them to invite his intervention. "How many die?" I whispered. 14 million in the first exchange, 200 million the next year. After that, civilization ends. Tears blurred my vision. "When?" He said soon, unless something changes, unless people wake up, pray together instead of fighting each other. The scene shifted. I saw crowds not as protesters, but as prayer warriors. Christians, Muslims, Jews, kneeling side by side, crying out to God. The dark whispers fled before the rising chorus of faith. Prayer is spiritual warfare, he explained. Every act of genuine faith pushes darkness back. But nobody believes anymore. They think politics or armies will protect them. Money will save them. None of that works against spiritual enemies. Jesus showed me more. Every act of forgiveness sent shafts of light into the shadows. Genuine love between people of differing faiths confused and weakened the demons. Real fasting, abandoning selfishness, not just food, generated power capable of altering nations. Why me? I asked. I'm just a kid. I hated mosque, hated God. Why show me this? He smiled, the first warm, gentle smile since we met. Exactly because of that. Adults expect adults. Religious people expect religious people. I use the unexpected ones.
He told me to spread the message, not to convert, but to unite people in prayer. All hearts matter more than labels. All faiths together can repel darkness stronger than any weapon. Panic surged as I felt myself being pulled away. I don't want to go back. It's too hard, I said. You must, he whispered, voice soft but unwavering. If you don't, who will warn them? Some won't believe, but others will, and that could be enough. Tell them I love them, he said, even when they can't feel it, even when they doubt, even when they are angry at me. I love them. And then I woke. My body screamed in pain, yet I was alive. Doctors declared it impossible. 31 minutes without a heartbeat, no brain activity. I should have been brain dead. Instead, I was fully aware, carrying memories of visions that could shatter the world. When I opened my eyes again, the world was still busy, chaotic, and dangerous Tehran. But inside me, everything had changed. I knew what could happen if people didn't change. I couldn't stay silent. At first, my parents thought I had lost my mind. Friends laughed. The imam said it was just hallucinations from the electric shock. But I knew I had seen a reality few could imagine. In the following nights, I began having vivid, terrifying dreams. I saw leaders, countries, their decisions, and then the news confirmed each dream. Fear gripped me, but so did awe. I realized that prayer truly had power, not just asking for things, but spiritual warfare against the darkness trying to destroy the world. I began reaching out to young Christians, Muslims, and Jews online. Some blocked me, but others listened and started praying together. No one tried to convert anyone. We united with a single purpose, to prevent catastrophe through faith. I felt the power growing. True prayer, from the heart, made darkness retreat in ways I never noticed before. Strangely, my own faith changed as well. Reading the Quran, I saw Jesus everywhere, in the teachings and acts of love I had once ignored. When I fasted, not only giving up food, but selfishness, I felt spiritual forces moving in ways I never noticed before. I understood that every genuine act of kindness, every moment of true love, creates power that can change history. 3 weeks ago, I had another remarkable dream. The leader I had seen authorize the nuclear strike was about to make the same decision in real life. I screamed in panic, posting everywhere I could, begging people to pray. 2 days later, something miraculous happened. He withdrew the order. Reporters asked why, and he couldn't explain. I knew then, without a doubt, prayer can change the future. In the days that followed, I learned to turn anger into fuel for prayer instead of hatred. Watching the world was still frightening, but I felt empowered. Darkness still whispered, but we could fight back with light. Every gathering, every shared prayer became a strike against the forces of destruction. I know this sounds insane, a Muslim teenager claiming Jesus spoke to him about nuclear war, but desperate times need desperate messengers. Every night I pray for those leaders, for their hearts to soften, for the whispering shadows to fall silent. I ask God to raise up others from all faiths to join me. If one person alone can't stop it, together we have a chance. I don't ask you to believe me. I only ask you to pray with me. Not to my God, not to your God, but to the one God who loves all of us enough to send a message through a nobody kid from Tehran. Time is running out, but it's not too late. Every second, every prayer, every act of love creates a chance for light to win. Imagine the power when millions of hearts worldwide, across religions, unite in a single voice, praying for peace. Forces of destruction must flee before genuine love, forgiveness, and unwavering faith. I have seen it with my own eyes. When hearts unite, darkness is afraid and runs. And it's no longer imagination, it is reality. This is the message I must spread. Not just my story, but a warning and a chance for the world. Everyone can do their part. Every loving action matters. There's no time for hate or religious disputes. We must come together. Prayer doesn't just save souls, it can save the planet. Time is running out, and darkness still whispers around us. But if you pray with me, if you share love and hope, we can change the world. Don't just watch, join in. Hit subscribe, follow this story, and pray alongside me. One person, one prayer, one small action can create a miracle. The world is waiting for us.